Your AI assistant is powerful. It can write code, explain concepts, debug errors. But ask it to check your database, read your files, or call an API. It can't. It's trapped in a box. What if there was a universal plug that could connect any AI to any tool, any database, any service? One standard. That's exactly what MCP is. Model Context Protocol. And today, I'm going to explain everything about MCP servers, from what they are, to how they work, to building one from scratch. Stay till the end. You'll build your own MCP server. Think about it. You're using Claude or ChatGPT or Copilot. You wanted to check your database for a bug. Or read a file from your project. Or call a Slack API. Each of these needs custom code. Custom integration. If you have 10 tools, you need 10 different connectors. And every AI app was building these connectors from scratch. There was no standard. No universal protocol. That's the problem MCP solves. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It's an open-source standard created by Anthropic for connecting AI applications to external systems. Think of it like USB-C. Before USB-C, every device had a different charger, different cable, different port. USB-C standardized everything. One cable, every device. MCP does the same for AI. One protocol, every tool. Your AI app connects to databases, file systems, APIs, monitoring tools, deployment systems, all through MCP. Build the connector once, and every AI app can use it. MCP has 3 participants. Let me break this down. First, the MCP host. This is your AI application. Claude Desktop, VS Code with Copilot, Cursor, ChatGPT. The host is what you interact with. Inside the host, there are MCP clients. Each client maintains a dedicated connection to one MCP server. If your host connects to 3 servers, it creates 3 clients. And then the MCP servers. These are programs that provide context, tools, and data to the AI. A file system server reads your files. A database server queries your tables. A Sentry server fetches your error logs. Servers can run locally on your machine using standard input-output or remotely over HTTP. MCP servers expose 3 types of capabilities. These are called primitives. First, tools. These are executable functions that the AI can call. Query a database, send a Slack message, create a file, deploy a service, anything that performs an action. The AI decides when to use a tool based on your conversation. Second, resources. These are data sources the AI can read. File contents, database schemas, API responses. Think of resources as read-only context. Third, prompts. These are reusable interaction templates. System prompts, few short examples, specialized workflows. Tools are by far the most commonly used primitive. Most MCP servers you'll encounter expose tools. Let me show you how tools work. Every tool has a name, a description, and an input schema. The input schema is a JSON schema that defines what parameters the tool expects. Types, required fields, everything. When the AI sees your question, it looks at all available tools, picks the right one, and sends a tools call request with the tool name and arguments. The server executes the function and returns the result. The result can be text, images, audio, or structured data. The AI then uses that result to formulate its response to you. You asked about weather. AI called the weather tool, got the data, and told you the answer. That's the flow. How do the client and server actually talk? MCP supports 2 transport mechanisms. STDO, Standard Input-Output. This is for local servers. The host launches the server process on your machine and communicates through SDIN and Stout pipes. It's fast because there's no network overhead. This is what you use when the server runs locally. Streamable HTTP is for remote servers. The server runs in the cloud or on a SaaS platform. Communication happens over HTTP with server-sent events for real-time streaming. It supports OAuth, API keys, and custom authentication headers. Multiple clients can connect to one remote server. Both transports use the same JSON RPC 2.0 message format underneath. The transport is just the pipe. Let me walk you through the complete flow. Step 1. The host app connects to an MCP server and does a capability handshake. The server says, here are my tools, here are my resources. Step 2. You ask a question. Say, what's the weather in Mumbai? Step 3. The AI analyzes available tools and decides to use the Get Weather tool. Step 4. The client sends a tools call request to the MCP server with the arguments. Step 5. The server executes the function, calls the weather API, gets the data. Step 6. The server sends the result back to the client. Step 7. The AI uses that result to give you a natural language answer. The weather in Mumbai is 34 degrees. All of this happens in seconds. Seamlessly. The MCP ecosystem is growing fast. There are already thousands of MCP servers available. File system server lets AI read and write your local files. Database servers for Postgres, MySQL, SQLite let AI query data. GitHub server manages repos, pull requests, issues. Sentry server fetches error reports. Slack server sends messages. Google Calendar, Drive, Notion, Figma, Docker, Kubernetes, AWS, Azure, the list goes on. There's a marketplace at mcp.so with over 1,000 community-built servers. And building new ones is easy. MCP started as an Anthropic project, but it's now an open standard under the Linux Foundation. Claude Desktop and Claude Code support it natively. OpenAI adopted MCP for ChatGPT. That's huge. Microsoft supports MCP in VS Code and GitHub Copilot. Cursor, Windsurf, Zed, JetBrains all support MCP. Because it's an open standard, anyone can build an MCP host or an MCP server. Build once, run everywhere. This is why MCP matters. It's not one company's thing. It's becoming the industry standard. Enough theory. Let's build an MCP server from scratch. We'll use Python and the official MCP SDK. I show you how simple it is. You'll be shocked. The SDK has something called FastMCP that uses Python type hints and doc strings to auto-generate tool definitions. It's almost magical. First, set up your environment. We'll use UV, a fast Python package manager. Create a new project, install the MCP SDK with the CLI tools, and create a server.py file. That's it for setup. Now the fun part. This is your entire MCP server. Seriously. Import FastMCP. Create an instance. Decorate any async function with @mcp.tool. The function name becomes the tool name. The doc string becomes the description. The type hints become the input schema. FastMCP generates the JSON schema automatically. Two tools here. Add takes to numbers and returns the sum. Greet takes a name and says hello. At the bottom, mcp.in starts the server using stdio transport. That's it. That's a fully functional MCP server. Under 15 lines of code. To connect your server to Claude Desktop, edit the Claude Desktop config.json file. Add your server in the MCP server section. Give it a name, specify the command to launch it, and the path to your project. Save the file, restart Claude Desktop, and your tools will appear in the connectors menu. Now when you ask Claude a question that needs your tools, it will automatically call them. The same pattern works for VS Code, Cursor, and any other MCP host. Just configure and go. Under the hood, MCP uses JSON-RPC 2.0. First, the client sends a tools list request to discover what tools are available. The server responds with tool names, descriptions, and input schemas. When the AI decides to use a tool, the client sends a tools call request with the name and arguments. The server executes the function and returns the result as content, which can be text, images, or structured data. Servers can also send notifications when tools change. New tool added. Server notifies. Tool removed. Server notifies. The client refreshes automatically. Real-time sync. The MCP connection has a clear life cycle. First, initialization. The client and server do a handshake and negotiate capabilities. The client says, I support these features. The server says, I have these tools and resources. Then discovery. The client lists all available tools, resources, and prompts. Then execution. During the conversation, the AI calls tools as needed. Multiple tools can be called in one conversation. Notifications keep things in sync. If the server adds new tools, it notifies the client. Finally, clean termination when done. MCP is a stateful protocol. The session persists. Security is critical with MCP servers. You're giving AI the ability to perform real actions. Always validate inputs on the server side. Implement rate limiting so one bad request doesn't overwhelm your server. Sanitize outputs before sending them back. Most importantly, keep a human in the loop. MCP hosts should show users what tool is being called and what arguments are being sent before executing. For remote servers, use OAuth or API keys for auth. For local servers, be careful about file system access. And always treat tool annotations from unknown servers as untested. Security first, always. Some best practices for building MCP servers. Use clear, descriptive tool names. The AI reads them to decide when to use your tool. Write detailed descriptions. This is how the AI understands what your tool does. Define strict input schemas. Types, required fields. Handle errors gracefully. Return is error true with a helpful message. For STDO servers, never print to stout. That will break the JSON RPC communication. Use a logging library that writes to stder. Keep each tool focused. One tool, one job. And test with MCP Inspector before deploying. MCP is changing how AI interacts with the world. It's the universal standard. Build once, connect everywhere. Claude, ChatGPT, VS Code, Cursor, all speak MCP now. You've learned what MCP is, how it works, the architecture, the 3 primitives, the transport layer, and you've seen how to build a server in under 15 lines. Now go build something. Connect your AI to your tools. If this was helpful, like and subscribe at Aksdev for more deep dives on developer tools and AI. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.